For the year 2020, I'm making a video review for every new movie I watch, whether in theaters or at home, and on October 21st, I watched It Chapter 2. Welcome to my year in movies. This is talking to myself. 27 years have passed, and the Losers Club has gone their separate ways, but after a grisly crime scene leaves the message, "Come home," scrawled in blood, Mike decides to get the band back together. Apparently defeating the clown with the power of friendship didn't work. Time to use good old-fashioned bullying. So part of the appeal of the second movie, at least for me, is the fact that there's like updated casting. I am a sucker for like taking the young actor and trying to find like the grown-up version of that. And they do a really good job with that here. Isaiah Mustafa and James Ransone in particular were dead on as Mike and Eddie respectively. There's a stunning transition shot in particular. They have Jack Dylan Grazer like walk forward and his face overlays with James Ransone's, and it's really, really cool. I also really like the decision to have the actress who plays Eddie's mom. They brought her back to play Eddie's wife, and I love stuff like that. That's so cool. It's really sneaky. It's a really cool way to like give characterization. Love that. Really good shorthand. This film, more so than the first, was in a very precarious situation where if they explained even a little more, I would have tapped out. It's hand-wavy enough that I'm willing to go along with the like Native American rituals and million-year-old space clowns. Speaking of that million-year-old space clown, sure, Pennywise is a little more insidious. He gets to prey on the insecurities and fears the characters felt as adults that have been festering since childhood, but he's still not the scariest thing in the movie for me. Now, Beverly pulling away a piece of wood and a bunch of cockroaches crawling out? Gross. Sent me to the back of my couch. Naked old lady scooting past the doorway? Boil my eyeballs. It's a long film, and I've wrestled with what could have been worth cutting, and it's a tricky thing to condense an 1,100-page book into 2 movies and give the characters and story adequate time. The 2 movies together are somehow longer than the miniseries, so obviously stuff gets left out, and I have no idea how it is as an adaptation of the work. In the end, I think it was fine. You know, maybe the climax is a little long, but again, we have 6 characters we're gonna try to give somewhat equal footing to. And they're trying to do the whole thing justice narratively. And I think they did an okay job. You know, the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, it really doesn't matter that it was long. You know, it's still under 3 hours. The tone was a little darker overall. Scenes of scrubbing down Beverly's bloody bathroom and having a jaunty rock fight were noticeably absent from this movie. And there's still some uncomfortable scenes of some real life evil. You know, we get glimmers of racism and domestic violence, some heavily implied incest, and some homophobia. And those scenes are the most uncomfortable scenes in the movie. And it's that dark tone that kind of shows it's definitely not the same movie as the previous one. And that's probably my biggest gripe, is the opening scene is a lot. Does it set the tone? Yeah, but it's sort of like, at what cost? You know, when are we crossing a line into something that's just a little too much? But that's not to say the film isn't funny in places. There were still some genuine laugh out loud moments, and I would argue parts of it are funnier than the first, maybe just because we have adults, we're allowed to make the jokes a little more adult, I guess. And that just may be because my viewing party was riffing on the movie as we watched. Richie calling Pennywise a sloppy bitch is funny no matter who you are. I enjoyed both of them, and I haven't decided which one I liked more. There are aspects of each, but the experience of watching both of them together, and watching them together with friends, like, that's top tier for me. I recommend them exclusively if you watch them with someone else. Being able to crack jokes while watching enhances the experience, and I think the movies are made better from that viewing experience. I don't know that I would have enjoyed them as much as if I watched them on my own. The strength in numbers and all of that. Is it a new Halloween tradition? It's hard to say, but certainly worth getting some of your friends together and watching next Halloween. I meant to have this out sooner, I'm sorry. But yeah, no, I thought they were fun. Probably gonna watch them again next year. This has been my year in movies. Thank you for watching.